Welcome back to the TCD YouTube channel. The IDF's significant military actions in Gaza, focused on countering Hamas's aggressive tactics and infrastructure, have resulted in the discovery and destruction of an extensive network of tunnels. Numbering over 800 tunnel shafts and spanning hundreds of kilometers, these clandestine passages were strategically concealed, some dangerously close to civilian areas, including educational institutions. The IDF aims to disrupt Hamas's ability to navigate and operate within Gaza, mitigating potential attacks on civilians and educational facilities. Despite a temporary ceasefire initiated by Hamas, which led to the release of some hostages, the truce was short-lived due to Hamas's failure to comply with certain conditions. The IDF's proactive approach to dismantling Hamas's tunnel network underscores their commitment to safeguarding civilian populations and reshaping the conflict dynamics in the region. The proposed plan to flood the Hamas tunnels with seawater from the Mediterranean Sea presents significant challenges and inherent risks. Concerns include potential damage to Gaza's critical infrastructure, such as AQ. The primary apprehensions revolve around the possible impact of introducing seawater into the underground tunnel network on Gaza's aquifer, a crucial water source. Flooding the tunnels could contaminate the aquifer, rendering it unfit for consumption or agricultural use, posing long-term environmental and health risks. The introduction of seawater into the soil surrounding the tunnels also raises concerns about its impact on soil quality and fertility, potentially affecting local farming communities and exacerbating food security challenges. The uncertainty surrounding the effectiveness of the proposed flooding strategy adds complexity to the decision-making process. The intricate details and structure of the underground tunnels remain largely unknown, making it difficult to predict the outcome of pumping seawater into these passageways. The efficacy of the plan hinges on various factors, including the composition of the tunnels, their depth, and the stability of the surrounding soil, details that are currently not well understood. Should Israel launch a major offensive in Gaza, its forces will confront an intricate network of tunnels beneath the territory. The IDF's utilization of Mediterranean seawater to flood Hamas's underground infrastructure in Gaza is a strategic maneuver. This approach aims to disrupt the terror group's covert operations by inundating the meticulously constructed tunnel labyrinth. Strategically positioned water pumps near the al-Shadi refugee camp are intended to render these passages unusable for Hamas, compelling militants to surface and face IDF forces. The decision-making process within the Israeli military involves uncertainties and deliberations, with discussions in the Biden administration expressing varying viewpoints. Concerns about potential repercussions on Gaza's infrastructure, including aquifer soil and buildings, have contributed to the complexity of this decision. The potential impact on civilians trapped in these tunnels and the risk to hostages are significant considerations for the IDF. Despite uncertainties, the clear strategic intent is to disrupt Hamas's clandestine operations, rendering their underground infrastructure ineffective and forcing militants into direct confrontation above ground. The use of seawater to flood tunnels reflects the IDF's innovative approach to counter the threat posed by Hamas, aiming to reshape the dynamics of the conflict in the region. The decision-making process regarding Israel's plan to flood the Hamas tunnels remains in a state of indecision within the Biden administration, with a spectrum of opinions emerging. While some officials support the efforts to neutralize the tunnel network, concerns have been raised about potential collateral damage to Gaza's infrastructure and buildings. This uncertainty is compounded by considerations of potential risks to hostages within the tunnels, influencing the timing and execution of the flooding operation. In summary, Israel's strategic offensive in Gaza, including the proposed flooding operation, reflects a multifaceted effort to reshape the conflict dynamics. However, the challenges and risks associated with the flooding plan underscore concerns about potential damage to Gaza's critical infrastructure and raise questions about the effectiveness of the proposed operation, adding complexity to the decision-making process. Thank you for joining us on the TCD YouTube channel. Stay informed by subscribing, and we'll continue monitoring the situation in the region.